So I reached out to Chris and Macau, did the domestic steel program, and it was a really, really good investment.
Awesome. What were some of the struggles that you were dealing with prior to program?
Again, motivation, accountability. Wasn't excited about working out, wasn't consistent with my workouts. So joining the program really helped with that. I didn't have to think about what I was going to work out. I just had my workouts set up, had a plan set up, and they were fun. They were different. And I was eager to get to them.
So what were the biggest results or benefits you experienced through the program?
I would say my mindset more than anything. I came into the program with a few goals, then they kind of changed throughout the program. It was great, the life coaching modules every week that kind of always were right on time, right in sync with the journey. And they really helped because aside from, the workouts, the physical part, it really helped me with my mindset, with different perspective on life, with, a way to kind of analyze my goals, my actions, and really hone in on my intent in what I'm doing. So really my mindset, it was very helpful.
Awesome. And as far as mindset, was there any carryovers that you were able to kind of take into regular life day to day?
Yeah, just keep going. Life happens. We have a plan. We have these steps in the plan, and then life is like, yeah, that's not gonna go the way you thought it was gonna go. But just getting back on, just knowing, okay, you have a plan, you have your intent, maybe something got sidetracked, you get back to it, you trust the process, it's in place for a reason, and you just keep going, and you focus on the positive, you focus on the wins, and you just let that keep motivating you, keep going. One thing maybe in the program that has really helped at first, if I saw my scale, not change the way I wanted it to, I would get down on myself. But then this program really helped me to look at other aspects. I would talk to Chris and Macau and the check-ins and, maybe be feeling down because my scale number didn't change, but I'll say something else that I accomplished and they're like, hey, that's a win. Didn't look at it like that before, but it is a win. So always finding the wins in everything you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. If there was one takeaway from the modules, because I know I've outlined probably about 14 of them in there. I know they all have various subjects, but if there was one that really stuck out to you, what would it be? Oh, hard question.
Yeah.
We've had tough conversations with her in the modules before.
I would say really your intention. When you're doing things, it resonated with me a lot. It's something that I believe in. When you're doing things, are you doing them with intention or you're just doing them to go through the motions? And in order to do something with intention, you really have to sit down with yourself, get honest, and figure out what your intention is. Why am I doing this? Okay, I'm working out, but why am I working out? Am I working out to get stronger, to get more lean, both, to lose weight, just because? And once you realize and recognize your intention and you really commit yourself to doing what you do with intent, it really makes a difference. I would go to say that one more than all of them really stuck out for me.
That's a great perspective too, because you can't really walk anything in life or take any path in life without knowing the intent or the direction. And I think the module you're talking about, I kind of referenced the whole Alice in Wonderland and the Cheshire Cat.
Right. Yep. You sure did.
He asked Alice, which direction. Alice asked, which direction should I go? Like, where are you going? Well, he's like, I don't know, so it doesn't really matter.
That's
so
true.
knowing the direction, that's a huge one. So as far as anything that you would like to say to anybody who still kind of doesn't know if they should invest in coaching, invest in a program, doesn't know if they should invest in themselves, what would you say to them?
Do it. Again, if you've gotten to this point where you're thinking about it, you see that there's a value in it, so just go for it. It is a really good investment because it's not a one-time thing. You don't just invest the money and the time for the X amount of weeks. You are doing things for yourself that you're going to keep for the rest of your life or however long you choose. You're getting, you know, growth in your mindset. You're strengthening yourself physically. You're developing, you know, bonds with people because there's a whole community involved that, you know, they're going to last after the program. So do it, go for it. It's one of the greatest things you can do. And I guarantee you, if you do it, you're going to get more than you thought you were because Chris and Mikhail are going to put you on the things that you didn't even know.
So I have a question for you. Tell me about when, because you first started and you were hitting things well, you were on the right track, and it seems like you were going from first gear to second gear to third gear, and all of a sudden something happened about midway and you kind of plateaued, and one thing after another just started piling up. I remember we had like those 2 weeks where it was like a struggle.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about that story. You don't have to go into so much detail, but how did the program help you get back on track despite everything that was going around you?
Right. I was doing really well, and like you said, things on top of each other happened. And it goes back to what I said, you know, life is gonna happen. You're gonna have your plan, you're gonna be on it, and then all of a sudden something sidetracks you. The program really gave me I went through a point where I wasn't in a good mental space, and the accountability in the program, knowing, okay, I'm in the middle of this thing, it's week 6 or 7 or whatever, and I still have 6 or 7 weeks to go. It kind of gave me that something to look forward to, that reason to get back into a good mind space, that knowing, okay, I still got to do this, I committed to this. It's something that is rewarding to me. So even though I'm not in a good mind space now, let me go back to this. Let me focus on this. And it really helped me get through and come out of it. And it goes back to, again, you just keep going, trust the process, don't give up. Whenever you get sidetracked, that's okay, as long as you get back on track.
Mm-hmm. And was there a pivotal moment at that time when you were, you know, kind of plateauing off, or, you know, all that stuff happened? What was that pivotal moment though that struck you that said, hey, you know, I know I need to get back on track and there is accountability? Is there something specific that had occurred that made you want to keep going? Was it maybe one of our conversations? Was it maybe something that just struck you along the way when you were doing a module? Or, I mean, was it a check-in? Because I know we had a lot of, you know, the deep check-ins and stuff.
Right. It just sounds kind of crazy, but I didn't work out for 1 week solid. And then when I did work out, I guess I was rested and had a really good workout, and it made me feel really, really good, like just getting back into it. And so then I went out and I bought heavier weights, and I was able to do more in my workouts. And just that in itself, you know, it felt good, you know, having that 1 week of not working out kind of in my head, and then getting back to it and having that, like, knowing, I knew it was rewarding, I knew I had to get back to it, but then actually doing it and having that really good feeling, it just kind of ingrained it into me. Yeah, you got to keep doing it, you got to keep going. And it you know, it got better. I got back on track, and it was well.
So yeah, I heard you were pushing heavier weights, I think, when you were working out with Chris this week. And so that's a great accomplishment. Tell me a little bit about how your clothes are fitting and from before to now.
They fit really well before. My pants were getting a little tight before the program. I wasn't liking the way, you know, some things maybe looked okay on me, but I didn't feel okay in them. And now it's kind of difficult. I will say the program gave me a challenge because now everything in my closet fits well and everything looks good. So now I can't choose what I want to wear. But no, I mean, it feels good, you know, when something fits good and you feel like you look great in it, it's up here. It's even better. So everything's fitting good now. The program helped me to gain more muscle mass as well. And I didn't think that at the weight that I'm at now, I would look the way I do. So it helped me understand as well, you know, what my body's capable of, what different numbers and different activities may mean for me. Because before, if I was at 169, I looked a certain way, but now I'm at 169 and I look a completely different way because of what I'm doing and how I'm eating and I'm taking care of myself and all of that.
Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's awesome.
And I mean, you kind of hinted at it there with picking up different weights. I know we kind of talked about your extrinsic motivator. So, I mean, that was another way of just incorporating one of the modules there. It's like, you know what, here's something that can motivate me. Let me grab some new weights, new toys to play with.
Yeah, I did definitely get a lot more new gear throughout the program. I always had, oh man, this got easy last time. I got to get a stronger resistance band or, you know, bigger weight or, yeah, so that was fun.
Absolutely. And you have one of the home gyms that I was kind of looking at. I'm like, man, Nuni got a home gym. We need to get a home gym.
So you are a woman that is determined. You are a woman that perseveres. And throughout the time of your journey with us, I know I was messaging you and encouraging you along the way. And I know that every time there was a slump or a hiccup or, you know, something that had occurred, I always wanted to remind you that you are a strong individual. And we are proud of you for accomplishing that, because a lot of times when people go through those slumps, they never pick back up, but you always did. And it was like nothing really happened, because you are that person that when you have a goal, you're going to go for it. And in our very first conversation, I believe you said you're all or nothing, and you definitely are all or nothing. So we're proud of you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that a lot.
Awesome. Is there, or what would you like to kind of mention or add out there that we haven't covered? Because I know we're getting towards the end of this testimonial.
I think we kind of hit most everything. I just want to say, you know, again, if you're thinking about it, go for it. And if you weren't thinking about it and you just happen to chance on this, go for it anyways. You know, one of my favorite things was in the beginning, in the introduction. I didn't feel like you guys were trying to push a program onto me. I didn't feel like you guys were like, hey, here, this is what we can do for you. Here, take it, you want it? You took the time to ask me questions to understand where I am, where I'm living, like where I am in my journey, what my goals are. And then you presented to me how you guys can help along the way with your program, which I think is awesome. It's that personal touch. And then in the follow-ups, you know, in the weekly check-ins, we did discuss, you know, where I was again, and opposed to where I was before. We did another FMS. That was great to see how I've progressed in being able to, you know, hold a plank, or how many squats I was able to do in 45 seconds. So just that personal touch, keep it. It really made a big difference for me, because I've, you know, again, I've been in other programs where it's just like, okay, this is the program, take it and do it or fail. And that's not what you guys are about. You guys are legitimately about helping someone develop and grow spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, and all of that really does differentiate you. So I really enjoyed that aspect of it.
Awesome.
Thanks. And I grew throughout this whole entire time too.
Yeah.
You've been with us in the journey from the beginning to where I'm at now. So
Yes. That's even fun too, because when we first met, you guys were just dating. Now you're married with a baby on the way. That's awesome.
no, 3 months. 3 months to go.
So close but so far.
Oh yeah, did you ever see these, Nuni?
Yeah,
This
she liked
little
them.
gift we got.
Yes, I love those. I did see them and I commented. That's awesome. You got a little baby weightlifter. I love it.
Yeah,
Yes.
gonna start her young.
So I guess that kind of wraps up the testimonial portion. Nuni, we can kind of I'm gonna hit the end of record on this thing, and we'll talk to you separately. But for the people out there who are not familiar with Iron Sharpens Iron Fitness, I'm Coach Chris.
And I'm Mikal.
We would love for you guys to kind of check out our program, hit us up, ask us anything about the Damascus Steel program. Nuni obviously had a great time with it. Any parting words for the folks, Nuni, before I hit end?
Do it to it and make moves, not excuses.
Oh,
amen. I love it. All righty, guys, that was it. Contact us if you got any questions. God bless.